Hi everybody, I hope you're doing amazing like I am. I actually wore Blue Jay, this one, yesterday, and it stays on for 18 hours and more. So I decided to just keep wearing it today and do the rest of my makeup. So I love how, I have these lip colors that last so long that I don't need to reapply them after a couple of days. They still stay on strong. And I'm really proud of my cut crease eye look, which I'll be uploading as soon as my laptop decides to finish fixing up whatever it is, something to do with the, I think it's to do with the playback. Maybe you guys have heard of that when you use some sort of software to edit your videos. Anyway, I did my best to upload a video yesterday, same as like I'm doing here. It's not edited. It was basically just chatting to you guys about my opinion of being in a chat room and online dating. It's taking a really long time to upload, so what I might do is just talk a little bit about that in this video so you've got an idea of what I'll be talking about there. So I really want to make it clear to you guys that none of being in a chat room or online dating is wrong. Okay, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about how people have, perceived things like that because they make themselves very, very vulnerable online. And believe it or not, predators can pick out if somebody is an easy target, somebody that they can message and meet up and unfortunately exploit their lives. And that is very sad and unfortunate for those people. But I am going to tell you that I have been in chat rooms and I've been perfectly fine. I have met two of my boyfriends were online, and my husband, I met him online as well. And now we're happily married with a daughter. So if you're watching this and you think that the whole idea of meeting someone online is really scary, I'm a perfect example of it's the complete opposite. It's actually worked out really well for me. I think sometimes it can be scary if you're new to it, you don't actually have anybody around you to talk to about it, because the most important thing that's worked out for me is by actually letting others know. My parents knew that I was in chat rooms. In fact, my mum knew. My dad didn't really know much about it, but to be honest, it was better that he didn't know. I learnt from myself what I'm comfortable talking to people about. In chat rooms, I feel that it's more important to listen to what the other person is saying than going in there and telling them your whole life story. Nobody in there needs to know everything about you, okay? And when I would go into a group like that and I'd have someone want to private message me, I would be very careful about, whether I did actually want to go off and private message them. And a lot of the time I was just quite comfortable being in a general chat room. I didn't really know much about these people. I don't even know about whether they were lying or anything like that. But sometimes it was just more about chatting to people because I had a really great day and I didn't really want to just tell one person. I wanted to tell more people. And it was just all about having a positive attitude. And I remember that I was really attracting a lot of people with what seemed like a really positive attitude in there. And I know that people say, oh, online is not the same as being, meeting someone in person. Of course, it's not the same, but it's not a huge lie either. Sometimes you can tell if someone online is a good person. And sometimes you can tell if they're giving you some weird vibes. You can pick up on that sort of stuff very early on. Yes, there are people out there who've taken photos of themselves and they're not the same person, but there should be something in the conversations that you had with them that gives you this idea that they're not who you think they are. And people in real life, like meeting in person, they can be exactly the same. They can say that they're somebody and really they're not like that. They're two-faced or manipulative or whatever. When I met my boyfriends online, well, I met them through online, each of them was a good person. I think it's just that they had a lot of insecurities. So I was never taken advantage of. I think my second boyfriend may have been a little bit complicated, but I knew when to cut it off with him. I knew that it was not right for me to be treated a certain way. He wasn't mean to me, so I just want to make that clear with you guys. I didn't give him power. It's just that he was trying to hide who he was behind me. Does that make sense? So I was kind of like, you know, the person that he wanted to be me, if that makes sense. So he would pretend that he was like vulnerable. I don't know, it's a very weird thing. Looking back at it now, I'm just like thinking to myself, I probably could have noticed very early on and not ended up being in a relationship with him. But if I'm being well and truly honest, I wanted to believe that he was, not hiding behind something. I wanted to believe that he had some balls, but unfortunately he didn't. And anyway, I don't think that's an offensive thing because, he didn't really stand up for what he believed in. And I hope now if he might even be watching my channel, or he might hear this from somebody else. So I just hope that he does learn to believe in himself, because his life will benefit so much better. He had parents who didn't exactly accept him for who he was, but that's another story. My husband now obviously is incredibly amazing, the kindest, the warmest person that I know. And we've been together more than 6-7 years. We got married in 2018, and I do have actually a video here about what it was like when we got married, and it was just completely non-traditional. That's just the type of people we are. I love him very much, and I don't think I could have had it any other way. I also want to let you guys know, in case you're wondering, why would I be the type of person to go out and seek somebody online? I had a full-time job as a childcare worker. I'm straight, and I know that. And I was looking for a man to be with. I knew that the guys that did work in childcare, there are a couple of them, not many, they weren't really what I was looking for. I don't think maybe you've heard, that working with somebody that you're in a relationship isn't always the easiest thing to have. And I knew that was something I didn't want. I didn't want to work with somebody that I was in a relationship with. I found that too complicated, too much work. And seeing Greg and I online, you can probably tell that we are very different people. I don't know much about what he does, but when I say that, I mean I don't know much about cars. He's a mechanic. He's a full-time mechanic, and he's very good at what he does. He doesn't know much about makeup, and I don't expect him to. And we're very good at what we do, but we don't judge each other. We don't treat each other differently. We're very accepting of what each other does. And I love the fact that he's a mechanic, because people want help from him with their cars. And with me, people want my help with makeup and my music. They know that I'm really good at that, and it makes them feel good. It makes me feel good, helping other people. So I'm not saying that if you're in my situation, you're in a job where you want to seek out other people because, you want to seek out people online because you won't find them in your job, then, you may not be in that situation, and that's okay, is what I'm saying. It could be that you can find somebody in your job that is date worthy, but I knew it wasn't going to be working for me, and I'm very honest about how I feel about all of that. So hopefully this video that I'm uploading will eventually finish, because there was a lot there that I think is really helpful. And I'm not just talking like for people my age, I'm actually talking for anybody. You could be in your 50s and you want to meet somebody, and you've been told by your friends and family that online is really scary, and you don't know if you're going to end up with someone who's, going to terrorize you or whatever. And maybe you're, I don't know, 15 years old, and you've been told the same thing. Oh, don't meet people online. You never really know what their agenda is. But I could honestly tell you about people that aren't online. There are people out there who are crazy and they don't spend any time online. So I think you just have to really know who you are. And as I said, when you're online, don't be vulnerable. Okay, so really the bottom line is, how do you not show yourself as being vulnerable? If someone asks you something that makes you feel uncomfortable, don't answer them. Full stop. Don't even make it clear to them that you're unsure of what they're saying or it makes you feel uncomfortable. If I have somebody calling me and I certainly don't want to talk to them, I won't answer the phone. I'm not going to pick up the phone and deal with it. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to put yourself in a position online where someone makes you feel like you are a victim. Something that I didn't mention in the other video is one of the reasons my mum was a little bit nervous about me being in a chat room was A, it's something that she wouldn't do, and B, she thought that somebody would take advantage of me. But no one ever did, and no one ever will, because I make it very clear. I know who I am. I love my family. I love my friends. I'm not going to spend all my time in a chat room, but when I do, I only have good things to say about people, and I won't go off into a private chat room and have a conversation with someone that makes me feel uncomfortable or tells me to do something that gives me warning signs, making me think, oh no, this is not right. Of course, I've had times where I thought that the guy on the other end was trustworthy and I felt like it would be nice to be in a relationship with him. But I'm very insightful. So I picked up when I didn't think they were saying the right thing. Like I picked up when, there was a time when I was talking to a guy, I think he was in America at the time. And I guess I really was falling for him. And I know it sounds weird to say that because obviously I'd never met him in person, but it's the feelings that you get. It's like the thought of somebody. You fall in love with the thought of someone. And I had my friend over and he couldn't stop going on about how cute she was. And immediately I had these warning bells in my head that, he's not just interested in me, he's interested in lots of girls. And I don't want that. So what did I do? I cut him off. And that's what I do with people. If I feel like you are not reaching my expectations, that's what I'll do. And I'm very honest about that. So as harsh as that may come across, I know what I'm looking for when I'm talking to someone. I know what makes me feel good. And of course, when you're new to something like this, there may be some people that you think are good to listen to you or trustworthy. But I also believe that you're smart enough to figure out if they are warning signs, if they're people that aren't actually helpful for you. My husband didn't meet anyone online apart from me, and we're together, but he did talk to other girls online, and he was usually asked for money. And there was a time I think he said he was close to giving some girl some money. I don't know if she needed help or something like that, but he didn't give her the money in the end. I think maybe he got the impression later on that she was not who she said she was, and so he made the decision that, you know, I don't think I'm gonna give her money because I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of this. In like, I'm not really gonna help her. I might be helping somebody else, and I just really want you guys out there to know that I think in life there are two ways of seeing things. You've either got life is full of amazing things, people are safe, people are friendly, and then you've got the other side, which is people are scary and you should keep, you know, you should be aware of certain people's agendas and all that sort of stuff. But I've learnt to believe that there's good everywhere. And that's what my mother taught me as well, is that there's good in everything. So with that in mind, I've had it good. Things have been good for me. And if I have been in a situation that has been a bit strange, I knew how to get out of it. I knew what I needed to do. And I'm just really thankful for the people that I surround myself with. So I wouldn't be here if I didn't have that belief. But I do. And I think that's what you need to have as well. If you are, say, younger than 18, maybe there is some need to have an adult around you when you're online and you're talking to people. Because, as I said, it's vulnerability. When certain people pick up on vulnerability, sure, they'll target you, they'll want to meet up with you, and it can get really scary. But it's not all like that. There are people who generally want to meet you and see you succeed. And you guys are like that. I've had so many positive messages on my channel about people saying, keep going with your channel. And I know it's not fake. I know it's genuine. So I believe that when you are meeting people and it is online, just remember who you are and remember what it is that you want to say to people, okay? Don't go out there and splurge about your whole life story. It's not about that. Just listen to what people have to say and then give in a couple of pieces of information about yourself, but just be really I don't want to say mysterious, but sort of just don't spill everything about yourself is what I'm trying to say. I've had a time when I may have said a little bit too much, and because of this one thing, which actually isn't that bad because I'm sure any woman that's been in a relationship has done it, so it's not considered bad. Somebody, you know, read my message that I did this, and by the way, was in a general chat room, so a lot of people heard it. They told me that I was bad and I should go to hell, and you know what? That's their opinion, but I didn't believe them because I'm not going to hell. I'm a very happy person and life is good for me, and I know what's important to say, and I'm very confident in who I am. So some people can say some really nasty stuff about you, but you have to remember that you're not vulnerable and you don't believe everything everyone says. You believe what you want to believe and know that you're worthy, and that's all that matters. Anyway, my husband has just come home, so I'll see you guys soon, and I hope that other video uploads. I love you. Bye.